Hi, horse friends. In today's video, we are going to talk about when you should start fly control for your horse and at your barn.
Or property, whatever you know.
Yeah. And there are several different methods that we're going to discuss in this video. And, you know, it's kind of funny because I do find that in general, I think people do start fly control a little bit too late. You know, I know that around here, I've learned throughout the years that once you see flies, you're actually a little bit too late.
You're kind of behind the roll.
Yeah.
And it depends too on the method that you're using. And in reality, you need to be using more than just one.
Right.
So like, for example, the feed through fly control, if you look on the instruction and everything, a lot of times they say to start in spring before flies are even showing up to acclimate your horse to the feed through, as well as just it's already there, it's cycling through, and then it catches the larvae and the eggs in the horse's manure. And majority of the feed throughs work in that way, where it's tiny little crystals that doesn't bother your horse, but those little maggots get all sliced up.
Right. So remember that one fly can lay eggs for thousands, and they lay dormant. So really, I like to put out almost everything once I know it's not going to freeze anymore, because freezing does kill off the fly population. And it will also, though, kill off any fly predators that you might use. So if you use fly predators, I warn you, yes, you can put them out early and really get your population going with the fly predators. But if you have a deep freeze, it will kill those. So for me, like, we have a nice warming trend coming up here, and I've already got my predators on order because I want to get ahead of those, and I want my fly predators to be able to establish a good enough population that they can start to kill off the fly larvae ahead of time. I need them to be more prominent than the flies.
Yeah. And one of the other things we have to take into consideration for our area, particularly for the fly predators, is our wind.
Yes.
Blow away if we're not careful.
Yeah. Fly predators and flies aren't actually very good at flying. So that's a whole other thing. So you have the predators, you have the feed through. So basically how the feed through works is you have either feed through that is garlic based, that provides a good repellent for the horse, but maybe doesn't necessarily kill the fly eggs. So, and then you have, products that are feed through that make it to where essentially the flies cannot lay their eggs in the manure. It slices open, well, they can lay it, but then it slices open the egg and kills the larva. And we can talk about some of those products a little bit later on in a different video as well. And then you have your fly traps and your fly predators. We also use a fly spray system in the barn once we see them to kind of spray the premise, as well as fans. But as far as early spring prevention goes, for me, the hot topic tickets are looking at your weather patterns, getting ahead of the fly population. Don't wait till you see a whole mess of them, because you're just going to be working too hard to keep up.
Yeah,
so
playing catch up to all of it.
Yeah. And remember, getting rid of flies is not just an aesthetic thing. This is a health issue. Get rid of any manure that has built up over the winter if you don't have a place to store it or you can't haul it off. Manure is a wonderful fly attractant. It will attract flies for a long distance. So clean up your facility, remove the manure, or at least get it away from your horses.
Yeah.
So
management, keeping paddocks clean. The other thing too is because I know in winter and wet seasons and everything else, it can be difficult to clean the stuff up, including the manure, but also urine and old hay or shavings or straw, whatever people might have to use, but things that get squished into the mud. Anything that can perpetuate those smells that we know of that can attract flies and other similar pests.
Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not just an aesthetic issue. It is a health issue for sure. And there's many different companies that will sell you fly predators. Some of them will say, hey, you know what, it's too early to buy. You shouldn't buy now. The only thing it really hurts is your pocketbook by putting them out too early. So if you're extra worried about flies in your area and you don't mind losing some, go ahead and buy them early. For us around here, I generally wait until about May and to get, you know, those populations going. Now, if I was we're in Nevada, northern Nevada, so we still have cold, we still had snow, all those things. So if you're in like, you know, Arizona or, you know, Texas or California or somewhere that's warmer, that time of year will change and it will move maybe earlier in the season. And they also have a tendency to have a much higher fly population in general than us. So you do need to get started earlier there than here. And, you know, for protection for your horse, of course, you can use fly sheets, fly spray, SWAT, those types of things. But that doesn't eliminate your fly population, which is really where you need to start in your early spring. And, you know, of course, we would love to know your guys' thoughts on this matter too.
Especially your location, where you are, regional differences, you know.
I mean, we have 50 horses here, and I think we have a really low fly population every year. So I think we do a pretty darn good job of making sure that we get rid of those flies, because I don't want pigeon fever. I don't want any other diseases that I can't even begin to think about that come with it. You know, I mean, there's
the summer last year. So.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just not fun to deal with this. So I can't emphasize it enough. Get ahead of the situation. Get ahead of the problem. So
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.